What's up, guys? Today, we're going to be talking about enterprise resource planning, or as the cool kids on the street are calling it, ERP. If you clicked on this video because you do not know what that is, or you have a kind of a little bit of an idea, that's great. I'm going to break it down nice and easy for you today. We're going to start out with what an ERP is, the users, the vendors, best practices, one big system, maybe a couple different systems. And then I'll be talking about the future of ERP, and we'll be talking about things about cloud technology, AI, really exciting things. So, first, we'll start off with what is an ERP? Well, enterprise resource planning, it's your resources of an organization. So, you think large organization, what are your resources? Well, you're going to have people. So, you have human capital management. Then you're going to have the money that pays for those people or buys product, sells product, revenue. So you're going to have the financial side of the business. And then in some industries, you're going to have manufacturing. So you're going to have goods and services that your organization is going to be purchasing. You're going to be doing inventory, orders, stuff like that. So you'll have another piece of the system. And those three pieces, HR, finance, and kind of supply chain, are the three big pieces that make up an ERP. But let's just jump into that a little bit deeper and I can kind of show you in it. So let's talk about best practices when it comes to ERPs. There's two main schools of thought. One is you get one technology provider to provide all of these systems so they're all tightly integrated and they work together. The second train of thought is you get individual best in breed applications. Maybe all of it, HR is on one type of application or one system, finance is on another, and then supply chain. Or you can have literally thousands of different combinations within here. I've seen both work really well, and I've seen both work horribly. Let's talk about having one provider do all of these applications. Now let's think about Google. So say you have to go through Google for all of your technology. You're going to have search engine. Great. You're going to have Gmail. Pretty good. For some of your office products, you're going to have slides and sheets. I'm a diehard Microsoft Office person. I've born and raised in corporate America, and those are the applications I like, PowerPoint, Excel. So you're going to have hard pressed pulling me away from those. But where we get to the big difference is when we get into smartphones. So if you get Google for everything, you're going to have a Google phone on Android. And what comes with that? Everybody knows the green text messages. Well, if you have a phone, I'm guessing you're like me and you have an iPhone and you want those blue text messages. Well, that is where if you get Google for all your technology, you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to deal with a different type of cell phone than what you really want. And that's what happens in organizations. If they just pick one system for everything because of maybe it's supply chain or it's finance, you're going to have other groups like HR or finance or whoever it is. They're going to be left out. They're not going to have the functionality that user wants in their system. So let's look at the other side of it and let's look at getting multiple different systems. So let's start looking at the best practices of maybe a couple different applications for these groups. So for the sake of this, and I only have a couple colors, we're just going to do HR goes all on one system and it's the blue system. Finance is on a green system and supply chain is on the red system. So this tends to work really well if these systems suit those users. And by what I mean with that is when we look at finance people tend to be black and white. And that's what you want your financial people to be. You want to make sure they're accurate, it works, it's accountable. So when we look at their system, their needs are a lot different than these other groups. Also, within an organization, I've put 20 X's down here to represent the 20 employees of this made up organization. And you can multiply this to equal up 20,000 or whatever. Well, you're going to have maybe 2 finance users out of these 20. Next, let's go into our supply chain. They like their system because it fits their needs. Think of supply chain managers and the people that are in the system utilizing it. They're maybe in a warehouse. The people that are here are going to be slightly different than these other personality types. And we're going to have maybe 2 people that actually get in the system. Potentially, let's just make it 3. You're going to have 3 people from your organization that are in there logging things. Now, HR, and I've saved them last because this kind of sometimes usually is the last application or gets the shortest stick. Your HR system, every one of these X's is going to be using your HR system. So your training, your learning management, your benefits, your recruitment system, all of these people are going in here. Only a couple of these people are going to be using your finance. Only a couple of people are going to be using your supply chain if you have a supply chain management system. A lot of organizations don't have that need, and you're just looking at HR and finance. So this is where you have maybe finance making the decision of the system that they like or they want, and then HR is stuck with that decision, and maybe they don't love it. But this is a great situation if you can integrate them. If these systems can talk together really well through integrations and files, then you can have a successful system and you can have multiple different systems, all based on the strength of your integration. Now let's talk about our vendors. So it's really interesting when it comes to the vendors. I did a lot of research on this to make sure I didn't leave anybody off of this list. There's some smaller companies that aren't on here, but if you go look and you do a Google search and you go look for the large ERP vendors, you're going to have SAP, Oracle, and Microsoft. And in my opinion, there's 4 big ones, and the 4th one is the number 1. But it was interesting. I found some other articles out there from 2022 saying that the company Workday wasn't an ERP because it didn't offer supply chain management software. Well, I kind of find that funny because of the situation I just went over where a company might not even have that as part of their business. And I'm coming from government. We didn't have a heavy need for supply chain management, and we would either get best in breed or there was some public sector specific supply chain management applications that we would get for procurement. So I would say there's 4 big ones: SAP, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, and Workday. And full disclaimer, my day job, I work for a great consulting firm called Guidehouse, and we implement Workday for state, local, and federal government. I am biased to the Workday product, but when it comes to what I've seen, what we've implemented, and what I've personally used, it is hands down the best. So let's talk about innovation in this space. If I've entertained you this far, could you do me a solid and go down below and hit that like button and then subscribe to the channel so you get updated when my latest videos come out. Now let's talk about innovation and ERP. There's so many different applications when you look at the individual level, like recruitment, learning, talent, benefits, payroll, finance, budget, what you name it. There's so many applications in this area. There's tons of innovation and competitiveness in this area. However, when you look at globally, there's probably 3 or 4 mega trends in ERP. The first one's going, everybody's moving to the cloud. So no longer is an organization having a room or a couple rooms full of servers and an application actually installed on those servers, or hosted where maybe my company has a copy of the application stored on a server that the technology company owns. No longer is that the case. A lot of them are going cloud-based technologies, and there's some out there like Workday that are even built first in the cloud, not moved up into the cloud, but actually they originated there. The next mega trend I have is really around cell phones and mobile apps. Now, a lot of people are going to be able to do a lot of the systems on their phones, and that's really cool. In some of the providers, there's a couple different apps, and then some of the main ones that are really innovating in this area, they have one app for all of these systems and access to that, which is really, really cool. Next up, our third mega trend would be reporting analytics. Now you have all of these systems coming together. They're connected in one way or another. Now you're able to consume that and build out reports, dashboards, really cool things. Workday even offers a module called Prism Analytics, which is like a data warehousing tool where you can, if you don't have maybe one of their other modules like finance or supply chain, you can bring that information, that data within Workday, mingle it together, apply your security to it, and then produce dashboards and reports with that, which is super cool and innovative within this space. Last, we're going to talk about probably the contentious, because it just depends on how it's applied, and there's a lot to this, and I have another video on this. But AI in this space is really big right now. It's frankly big everywhere. So it is being applied from things like recruitment to over to your finance to offer you the best employee experience for your employees, but also see if you're able to save money. So AI is being used to help you craft a winning employee experience, and it's being used in other areas like finance and budget to see if it can save you money or make your business more efficient. So overall, they're applying AI, I would say, judiciously and rolling it out as it goes. That's another big innovative area in this. So thanks for watching my video all the way to the end. I'm going to recommend, I think it shows up on this side or this side, a couple of videos for you that if you watch this and like this, I bet you that you're going to like those. So until the next video, I'm HR Wyatt, and I will see you in the next video.